Welcome to Gayatri's Cook Spot. I'm Gayatri Kumar and today I'll show you how to make this beautiful Rasmalai cream tart or monogram cake. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, like, comment and share. I'm a blogger and have completed 10 years of blogging. So I'm just doing this for that celebration. So let us first see how to make the base. So first you need to draw the numbers whichever you're going to use, like alphabets or numbers, and you need to design it that way that it fits inside your cake base. So I have taken a plywood for the base, and I have cut 1 and 0 which actually fits into that. So I'm going to cover my cake base with marbled fondant with some pink, yellow. I just wanted it to be colorful, and as this is a Rasmalai theme, I just wanted that rose for pink for rose essence and that yellow for the Rasmalai flavor. Now I have covered the cake board with some aluminum foil, and you need to roll out the fondant big enough to fit your cake board. Okay, and now apply water on top of your cake board. I'm actually adding the foil just to make it mess free. Now just place it on the top of the rolled out fondant, press it well, and then flip it. I'm sorry. First, you know what? Just slice out all those extra fondant which comes outside of the board with a nice sharp knife. Then it's actually easier for you to flip the board and remove that. Just use a roller just to make sure that your fondant has stuck to the board. Okay. So now after removing the sheet, just allow it to dry completely. Let it air dry. Even you can make it the previous day also. Now take room temperature butter. So it shouldn't be like, it should hold its shape, but it should be soft enough. Add cardamom powder and then beat both of them well together until it's creamy. So this is the short crust pastry base. It's not actually a cake. But they say that it's a monogram cake, but it's not a cake, but it's a cream tart. It has a short crust pastry base and some filling, cream filling. Okay. So now add powdered sugar to the butter mixture and then beat both of them well together until it's nice and creamy. So now add some almond flour or almond meal. Actually, I made this from, I just blanched some almonds and then I dried it out and run it through mixer grinder and then used it here. Now add, along with that, add Maida and mix everything together. Like all the wet and dry ingredients should mix together, but it's actually still quite dry, so you need a little bit of milk to bind everything. Some 25 to 35 grams, 30 grams, not more than that. Like 35 grams or 30 grams will come up to 1.5 tablespoon or 2 tablespoons of milk. That's all. And we're not looking for a soft dough, but a little bit of crumbly dough. We don't want it to be like chapati dough consistency. If it's like that, your the base won't be crisp and flaky. So now I'm just dividing the dough into 2 equal portions, and we are just going to take it inside a cling film. Wrap it neat and you need to wrap it nicely and then refrigerate it until it's nice and firm. Make just shape it into a bit of a square. It will be easier for you to handle the dough for the stenciling part. The same way you have to wrap the other part of the dough also. And then we're going to refrigerate it. So refrigeration, it needs to be done for 1 or 2 hours. Depending upon, if it's hot weather, you need to refrigerate it more. But if it's quite chilly, even a little bit of refrigeration will firm up the butter. So it depends upon your climate. So 1 to 2 hours you need to refrigerate the dough, and it should be nice and firm. Now cut a butter paper which actually can hold both the numbers inside, and now place the slab, the dough slab, which is nice and firm, and then again take one cling film and keep the cling film on top. This will help you roll it very easily without the dough sticking onto your roller. So it's very firm. So what I did is I just let it out for another 5 minutes or 10 minutes until it's slightly soft enough to roll easily. Then you need to actually roll the dough into a evenly thick rectangle, and it should also be large enough to hold both your shapes inside it. Okay, so now if we see that it's not enough and some extra dough is left over on the side, so you can use that dough to fill the part where you need the dough. Make sure that it's evenly thick. And then the cling film will help you roll it neatly. And now just check it again. It fits. Both 1 and 0 fits easily. So now I'm just going to cut off everything, trim everything out of the shape. Just use a sharp knife. It will be easier for you. Don't use a serrated knife here. And remove all the extra bits and pieces. So we have 2 portions of the dough, right? So what we're going to do is we are going to work with 1 portion at a time. And while 1 portion is actually baking, you can take the other portion out. You can actually shape the other portion. And once the first portion comes out of oven, you can keep the second one inside. So now we have the shapes neatly trimmed, and now if you see that it's very soft, so we are going to refrigerate it again until it's firm. So take a baking tray, just place your numbers on top and then just refrigerate it. Another 15 to 30 minutes in the refrigerator, it should be firm enough. And then we are going to use one fork to make indentation on top so that the pastry doesn't puff up. The main thing why we are refrigerating is we don't want the dough to spread. We want the same shape to be maintained. Now bake in the preheated oven for 20 to 25 minutes. The pastry will be slightly softer. It should be soft to touch. It shouldn't be very crisp, because when it cools down, it's going to be more crispy or it will become very hard. So bake both them and then just keep them aside. Let it cool completely. And you also need to make the white chocolate cream. First chop white chocolate. I have used Morday compound here, so you can use compound or you can use coverture. Anyhow, you can use. Take 300 milliliter of almond cream. Heat it. I have used a microwave for heating, but you can also heat it in a saucepan. Don't let it boil. Just heat it until it's nice and hot. Starts bubbling. You just pour it onto the chopped chocolate. And after 5 minutes, if you just mix, everything will actually melt together and become, this is ganache base. Okay, so instead in ganache we'll be using a little less of cream, but here we're using a lot of cream. And then add some color. I'm using yellow here. So we are doing a Rasmalai cake theme, right? So we need that color in the cream. So I'm just adding yellow and then I'm adding rose essence. A little bit of rose essence is fantastic. Like it gives amazing flavor to your cream. And mix everything well. And you need to set this aside for 4 to 5 hours until everything sets together. Or you can also do one thing, you can combine, you can make this the previous day and let it sit on counter overnight also. You can do anyhow you want. And after it has set for 4 hours, we are going to whip the cream. Okay, so see, it has become really thick, right? After it cools down, it becomes thicker, and that's why we need to set it for minimum 4 to 5 hours. Now add 150 milliliter of whipping cream. This is non-dairy whipping cream, but you can also use dairy whipping cream or anything you like. Okay, and then we're going to beat the mix for nearly 4 to 5 minutes. Okay. So until we get stiff peaks consistency. So it may seem so liquidy and all at the first, but as you keep on beating, the cream will thicken and you can see the consistency now. It's wonderfully creamy and it also holds its peak. So we need that consistency to pipe it on the tart. So the cream is ready now. You also need to make a batch of rasmalai and keep it ready in fridge. So now it's time for assembling everything. So to assemble the cream, we need to take the cream in piping bag. So just fill 3 or 4 piping bags, keep it aside. Or you can use just one piping bag and keep on filling it once it's over. But this way it will be easier to work with. In another piping bag, take a round nozzle. You can take a smaller one or larger one. Mine is a medium sized one because my cream tart is not that big. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut the edge of one cone and then just put it inside the cone with the nozzle. Okay, so next time, like when the this piping bag gets over, you just can remove it and then substitute it with the other piping cone. So now let us assemble the cream tart. So your base is also dry, so just place the number on top of it. Make sure that it's evenly spaced and everything, and then start piping the white chocolate cream. So you need to do it slowly and you need to pull it to get that nice peak on top. So it comes with practice, so don't worry. And the first layer is going to be sandwiched. So even if it's not that good, it's okay. But the final layer, you get nice practice by piping this. So just fill everything with the cream. And this is also firm enough to hold the weight of the other pastry on top. And another thing is you need to whenever you want to slice the cream tart, you need to assemble on the day. You can't actually make the cream tart, keep it in fridge and use it next day, because the pastry base will absorb moisture from the cream and it will become soggy. So it's better to slice it, or even if you're doing it for order or something, add the frosting on the day of your delivery. You can make the bases and everything the previous day. Make the cream on the day. Just pipe everything, assemble everything, and immediately send it out for delivery. Don't keep it in fridge. Don't let it sit in fridge for a long time, because the pastry base will absorb all the liquid from your cream and the crispness will not be there. So it's better to do it fresh. Okay. So now I have arranged everything. I have piped everything. It looks beautiful, right? Now it's time to add all the toppings. So this is one rasmalai themed one. So I'm just going to add some rasmalai and pistachios, rose buds, and everything to make it beautiful. So if you want the recipe for rasmalai, it's already there in the channel. I'll just, the link of the rasmalai, I'll just share it in the top. Just you can click on it and view the rasmalai recipe. Now add some sliced pistachios. And if you don't have rose buds, dried rose buds or anything, just you can add dried rose petals or fresh rose petals. Anyhow you want to decorate, you can decorate it. And that's it. We have completed our cream tart, rasmalai flavored cream tart, and it's such a beautiful cake. It's a celebration, for any celebration you can do it. And now let's see how to slice it. See, as you can see, it's very crisp, so it will, you have to slice it with the snap and then just serve it. It just tastes amazing when it's very fresh. And even the next day, even after the, the biscuit base is soggy also, I like the taste very much. It was wonderful. So if you like this video, just try it in your home. Try it for any kind of celebration and please share your result, how you felt about it, how it turned, everything. And even if you have any problem, you can just ask me. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.